Jacinda Ardern has announced the formation of a team of housing ministers as the government moves to reset its struggling flagship housing policy. Let's go live to New Zealand correspondent Jackson Williams. Jackson, the Prime Minister has just unveiled her first cabinet reshuffle.
Yeah, there'll only be one new face at the cabinet table, Chris Farfoy. He was a very strong performer as a minister outside of cabinet, so there are no real surprises with his promotion. The biggest surprise, though, the most significant announcement today by Jacinda Ardern as part of the reshuffle unveiled this afternoon is the formation of this team of housing ministers. Jacinda Ardern splitting up the housing portfolios and really demoting the incumbent housing minister, Phil Twyford. He had been responsible for the government struggling Kiwi Build program. It had a rather ambitious target to build 100,000 affordable homes for first home buyers over a 10-year period. The first interim target was set for July, just next month, and that was for 1,000 homes. And as it currently stands, the government has only built roughly 200 Kiwi Build homes. The Prime Minister, Jacinda Ardern, says this is a job for more than one minister. That's why there'll be a trio of housing ministers to be led by Megan Woods. Jacinda Ardern says a fresh set of eyes is needed. We'll listen to the Prime Minister.
It has become clear to me that the range of challenges in fixing the housing crisis, and that includes planning reforms, affordable housing, transitional housing, public housing, chronic homelessness, and many issues, more than that, are actually too great for one minister. Therefore, I am putting in place 2 additional cabinet ministers to deliver the full breadth of our housing plan.
And Jackson, the Prime Minister has also said today that she's disappointed in the lack of women in cabinet.
Yeah, and to an extent, Jacinda Ardern is restricted with the number of changes she can make to cabinet. That is because of the coalition agreement with New Zealand First. That party, as part of the agreement, was promised a certain number of positions around the cabinet table. So really the only changes that can be made, the only ministers removed from cabinet can be Labor ministers. So not a lot to work with, and there isn't an extraordinary amount of talent outside of cabinet. It must be said, who are ready to replace some of the ministers inside cabinet. There's 20 cabinet ministers in New Zealand. 14 of those are men. 6 of those are women. Jacinda Ardern says it's disappointing that the ratio as it currently stands, there's only around 30% women in cabinet. The PM says it's important, Stacey, not only for her personally, but for the Labor Party more broadly to improve these numbers moving forward.